Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? Welcome to my 14th Stamp-a-Versary video. I'm just going to get us all pulled up on my page here so that I can follow along. If it will open for me. Hi Michelle, how are you doing? I can see that I'm a little bit crooked now that it's up on my end. Try to correct it without moving everything too much. Oh, hopefully that's a little bit better. How are you guys doing? It always looks like it's straight. Oh my gosh. And then when I watch through the screen, it's hi Kathy, how are you doing? It's delayed. Sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted here. And so it's a little bit hard to tell. That will do for now. So this is actually not what I'm making today, but I didn't want to have the project sitting here because it's a mystery challenge. And Linda probably knows what we are making, but she's probably guessed because I cased her project. There is a little bunny butt. Isn't it so cute? So I'm not going to demo this one today, but I know some of you wanted to know how this is done, so I will have to come back and do this one, but I made it so that I could show you guys today and then see if you are interested in coming back to watch this one be made. And then hopefully you guys can see it close. If I hold it a little closer, can you guys see any texture in that little bunny butt? I'm trying to not bring it too close. Do you guys notice anything about that little bunny? Hi, Tammy. Tell me if you guys see anything there. I'll just watch the comments for a second and see if you guys, if anybody sees the detail in that little bunny. And then when I do come back to show you guys this one, I'll have to show you how I did that. Thanks, Linda. The texture, yeah, it's fuzzy. I wish you guys could feel it. So I was hoping that you guys could see it, but it's so soft. So that technique is something that I will have to show you guys. I know Ramona, right? Ramona sent me a picture of this bunny and I had to make it. So this is what I came up with. I didn't add any greetings, but you always could do that too. And I think you could put some little chocolates inside there. The Girardellis would fit nicely in there. Anyway, so that's not what I'm going to make either. And again, I can't show you guys just yet because it's a mystery. So you guys will see as you stamp along with me. So is anyone that's here going to create with me tonight? Let me know. I'll give you guys a second to gather your things and then we'll get started with the project. And before I get started, I will just let you guys know what my birthday specials are so that in case you have a wish list as we go. Thanks, Janet. 14th anniversary. It's crazy. So Lennon was only like 6 to 7 months old. Gosh, I guess he was older than that. Yeah, he was older than that. Wow, he was closer to 8 months old when I became a demonstrator. So I'm always almost as old as a demonstrator as Lennon is. All right, well, hopefully you'll try it later, Kathy. So I am going to have a challenge for you guys with this mystery card. So your mystery card challenge is going to be, I'll post a graphic after our live. And then if you guys come back and post a photo in the comments of that graphic to show the project that you've made, I am going to give away one of my favorite January to June catalog embellishments. So the prize will be the brushed brass butterflies. That will be everybody who posts a photo of what you guys make with me tonight. You don't have to make it tonight. Even if you come back later and use the mystery challenge to make something, you can post it in the comments and you'll get entered into the draw, which I will do next Thursday. So you'll have a week to meet the challenge. And then I also have a bonus ordering challenge for you guys. So I am going to I'll show you guys the graphic after, but just to give you guys a heads up on it. With a $50 order for my birthday party, you guys will get an entry into a draw to win one of the 20% off sale bundles. So for every $50 that you order, you will get an entry into that draw. With a $75 order, in addition to the chance to win one of those bundles, I will also give you 14% of your order in free product. So you'll get 14% host credit. And then with a $100 order, you will also get a free class. So the gifts are cumulative with your orders. So there's no pressure to order, but I just wanted to offer a fun birthday incentive for anybody who does place one or is interested in placing one. If you place your order online with this host code, I will still honor those gifts. You'll just have to email me to let me know that that's what your intention is, so that I can work out the 14% in host credit for you. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'll run over that again at the end. All right, so do you guys all have your supplies ready? Too much coughing. Oh no. I hope that you're not sick. All right, I'll be just 1 second. The last one. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so you guys ready to get started? Should we make a mystery card? I'm ready. I've got all my things. So I'm going to move these out of the way in just a second, but I'll show you guys. This is one that I made today for St. Patrick's Day. I used the Happy and Heartfelt. This is actually a really good greeting set. I was on the fence about this one. I actually thought I would resist it. I should know better. Was this one immediately on your guys' wish lists? I used the Lucky Me from here. And then I have actually seen other people combine that with I Have You, which is really cute. So I just did the Lucky Me because I feel lucky and blessed to do what I do and to get to share it with all of you guys and to have friendships with all of you guys as well. So this was the card that I made for St. Patrick's Day and my anniversary. And then the cute little bunny that I think I will have to demo for you guys another time. I just love that texture. If I get a chance to show you guys, I did this same technique with, Ramona will be happy about this, the Easter Friends stamp. I haven't turned it into a project yet, but I tested out my theory with that. So I'll put these ones out of the way, and I will, here I'll show you guys this cute fuzzy little duck. I've got to turn this into something, but this cute little duck, his beak needs some work. The coloring's not so hot on there, but he is fuzzy just like the bunny is. So I'll turn that into something. I'm glad you're excited, Ramona. I also stamped the little, did I call this a bunny? The duck. I don't know what I called this, bunny or duck. I also stamped the bunny as well. I may as well show you. I've stamped 2 of them, and these I've got to decide whether to fussy cut or just cut it and then use this on the layer that it's on instead of cutting it apart. But the little bunny is fuzzy as well. So we'll have to turn those into something and share them with you guys. Okay, so we're going to start with the card base. So we have a 4 1/4 by 11. You're going to need either your trimmer that has a scoring blade or your Simply Scored. I'm going to use my Simply Scored. So we're going to begin with this. And I will go a little bit slower. Fuzzy cut it. That's hilarious, David. David and Lennon are so alike with their quick wit. Okay. I'll have to show you guys how they're fuzzy, Janet. I'll have to, maybe that'll be tomorrow's project. Okay, so is everybody good with this? It's so strange. When we're on Zoom, you guys can answer me right away, but here I've got to wait a second. So we're going to score at 1 1/4 and 5 1/2. And I'll post these measurements, or the scoring directions. We've already got the measurements in our mystery challenge, but I will add them to the video description after as well. That's one thing I need to learn how to do, is putting the description in before I go live. I sometimes go back and add it after, but now this is where we need the corner rounder. I have used a small one. So this is retired. I thought I had the current one and I don't. I don't know how that happened, but I was trying to find it last night and I actually do not own it. So that was a surprise to me. You know what's going on my next order is I can't remember what it's called. It's a trio punch. So it has the corner rounder and then 2 other punches on it as well. I have an old one. I'll show you guys the old one so that you know what style it is. So this style here is our current corner rounder punch is on one of these punches, a trio punch. And because I had this one, in my mind, I had the other one, the current one with the corner rounder, and I don't actually own it. So I had to revert to this retired one, but if you guys have this retired one, it'll be fine. You can use that. I tried using a circle to trace my corners, and they were too rounded. So this is going to fold down, and we're going to put a layer behind here. So because this was too big of a curve, it actually didn't hide the edge of my piece here. So I recommend, this is the whole reason for telling you guys about the size of your corner rounder, I recommend a small one like this for this part. Otherwise, you may want to even just not round the corners, but a nice small one like this is the size that you want to use for this, based on the measurements of the DSP. The alternative is having a slightly larger piece of DSP. But I was trying to make the most use out of my 6x6 DSP, so that is why I switched to this. So what we're going to do is round all of these corners, and you just want to make sure that your paper, if you have a punch like this where it's got the corner guide, you want to make sure that it's tucked flush into both sides of that guide. So we're rounding all of these. Do you guys all own a corner rounder? I feel like for so many years we had different variations of corner rounders, and now they're just gone. You can also tuck them into the edge of a circle punch. You've just got to make sure that it is a small enough circle. Okay, so now what we want to do is also take the 1x4 piece of DSP, and we're going to round the corners on one side of this. Your envelope punch, that's smart. I forgot about that guy. The envelope punch board does have a corner rounder. So we only want to do one side. I want this edge here along the bottom of my card. So that's where I'm going to round the corners. And don't do the second one until you see where I go. Don't do here and here. We're going to do here and over here. Now look at that. I didn't make sure that that was flush in there. There we go. And I'm going to need to trim just a little bit off because I sliced where I didn't want to. So we've got to clean that up just a little bit. There we go. What if you decided on the 4x4? So what you're going to do if you have a 4x4 is I'm going to need to grab a different piece of DSP so that I can show you what you're going to do. Let me just grab a piece of Celebration DSP so that I can show you what you'll do. Bear with me 1 second while I grab a piece of 4x4 DSP. So if you guys have a piece of 4x4 DSP, I'm going to cut one here so that I can show you. This is not the one I'm going to use, but we're just going to pretend for a second that it is. I'm glad you asked, Janet, because I should have thought ahead of time that I would need one to show you guys. So if you have a piece of 4x4 DSP, the idea was that you would want one side to coordinate with the other. This one's a good example. So what you'll do first is cut off. So this is 4x4. I'm going to cut off this top inch. So I'm going to come back to the 3-inch mark. And now I have my 4x3 and my 1x4. And then this one here will flip over, and you would want to punch the corner here and the corner here. Does that make sense? So you'd slice your paper like this, and then you're going to go like this. round that corner. I cannot do that left-handed. And round that corner. So then you will end up with, I'll leave this here just so that you can see, you would end up with that. So you'd still have your 3x4 and your 1x4, and you're just going to round the bottom edges of the one piece. I'll just check the comments and see how you guys are doing there. How's everybody with this step so far? Let me know if all sounds good to you guys, and we'll carry on. I had my water here and then I thought I lost it. Okay. You're good? Perfect. Now, we are going to, I'll leave that there. I also have, so for mine, I've got this one here, and I'm actually going to use this piece. Okay, so I'll move that aside. And now I'm just going to move these so that they're not confusing. Keep that there. What I want to do next is I am going to fold this. So I've got the 5.5 fold. I'm going to fold that up, and then I'll burnish that. And then I'm going to take this 1.5 or 1.25, I mean, sorry, and we're going to fold that towards us. So that is going to fold back down. Does anyone know where this is going yet? Linda probably has her hand up in the air because she knows exactly where this is going. I'll have to show you guys her card after too. All right, so we've got that. Now, this here will end up under here, and with that small little corner round, it doesn't give any extra wiggle room, but this will end up gluing down like that, and then the ends of our DSP are just tucked underneath those corners. So we will glue that down to the front, and then this is going to end up being glued down on the flap. So I'll bring this closer so you guys can see, but this is where I will end up gluing both of those panels down. So you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to just get my Tombow. And we just want to make sure when we're placing this piece of DSP, the 3x4, we want to make sure that it is up high enough that those corners are going to hide it. We don't want to have them, so you can just see there, little test. Whoopsie, I went and moved that too much. There. Okay. And then now this one here again, we will glue that down on the front flap of this. I'll just check the comments to see if you guys are guessing where this is going. This one here you want to put on there and make sure that it just lines up with the one below. So now we've got this. Before I glue this down, I have ribbon. So I had put in the ingredient list that you guys could grab some ribbon. Whoopsie, cover my glue. I'm curious to see what embellishments or what focal points you guys have chosen. That's going to be one of the fun parts, to see what colors and stamps or focal points you guys have picked. So I am going to just tie my ribbon around this little flap first, and I'm going to tie it off to my left side. I just need a little glue dot so that I can stick my glue dot underneath the knot. Of course, that's going to unravel. This is exactly why I stick a little glue dot underneath my project, or underneath my knot. I do that, if you haven't watched here before, I like to do that so that it keeps my knot nice and secure while I'm trying to tie either a little knot or a bow, and that way I'm not fighting an unraveling piece of ribbon or twine. Hi Leslie, how are you? Okay, that took me a bit to get that back in place. So now my little glue dot is just underneath there. Now I can hold that in place and I can try to tie a tidier bow. I try to leave the top slack there while I'm tying. And then I'll cut the end off. I also try to tie it while it's on the spool, then that way I'm not wasting very much. And sometimes you guys have seen me tape the ends just behind here, and then I save all this ribbon, but I decided to just tie it fully around. There we go. And then I'm gonna tie this a little bit tighter just to make sure that it's good, but I'll actually fix that up once I tape this down. So what I want to do next is I'm going to take some tape and I'll tape these ends here. Actually, you know what I didn't? I did not do that. I'm lying to you. I'm going to just take a piece of tape and put it along here. And then that way I was still able to wiggle the ribbon if I needed to. There we go. So that's taped down. And I will show you guys, let's see if I can get this to do this for me again. I just put my piercer into this front knot here and I wiggled that over a little bit so that it made the bow look a little cleaner. There we go. So now it looks a little more tidy. Then what we want to do is I have really thin tape. And I'm going to just take this and run a really thin piece right along the end. Do you all know where this is going now? I think we've just about taken the mystery out of it now. So take those backings off. And then you can just take your card and close that up. So now we have a pocket card. I feel kind of left out. Normally we're on Zoom when we do these mystery things, and then I can see what you guys are doing as we go. So it's going to be a fun mystery for me to see how all of your guys' cards turn out when you post the photo of them for the challenge. I can't wait. All right, so I'll wait a second and I'll just check the comments to see how you guys are doing and if everybody's good to go on to the next step. So I'll gather my supplies while you're go over which step again, Janet? So I have that card I showed you guys earlier where I rounded the corners too much. So the steps that I just recently did were after I tied the ribbon, I put a piece of tape here and I taped that down. And then after that, I ran some tape just along this end and this end. You want it right up to the edge. And then I taped that down like this. Let me know if that helps. Your comments are probably coming in a little bit after I explain, but just let me know if that was helpful. The tape goes just along here, and then you can tape that shut, and then you'll have a little pocket. I'll give you a second to reply because I know there's always a bit of a delay from the time that I show it to it actually airs on your end. So I'll just watch for a second and see if that sounds good to you. While I watch the comments, I will bring in the next two layers. Okay, all right, so you're good. So I have now got this layer here. This is the one that I told you was 4 3/4. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then we have a 4 1/2 by 3. Hi, Sandy. Okay, so we should have these two next. And now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on this layer here. So mine is white, but if you guys have chosen a different color, that's okay too. I have the Lucky Me that I'm going to use again, and I'm using Stays On with that. And then I also have this image from Flowers of Friendship. So I have this stamp set here, and I've just used this image here. I did not actually use anything else from there for this one. Okay, so I'm going to use Shaded Spruce, but you guys can use whatever ink you have to go with whatever elements you've chosen. So I've already lined up my stamp on my block, and this one should fit nicely. I'm actually going to clean this off because I just realized that I inked that up a way that I didn't want to. So this will give you guys a second to get yourselves caught up and all ready to go with this next step. So here's where you can decorate this panel a little bit if you want to. I'm going to show you guys mine actually, so that, well, you can just wait and watch where I stamp. Where I'm stamping here, this is going to end up going inside here. So I want to make sure that my greeting that I'm stamping along the top is high enough that I can see it above the pocket. Yes, the flap is taped down as well, Janet. And I just, once the ribbon was on there, so pretend that there's ribbon wrapped around here, I put a piece of tape along here and then just taped it down. So this little image is going to go at the bottom, so it'll be down inside the pocket, and I'm going to stamp the Lucky along the top. So just in case this information helps you guys choose what image you're going to stamp, then I just figured I would tell you where these are going. So this will go along the top. I will see it above the pocket. This one I'm going to stamp along here, and it will tuck inside the pocket, and you won't see it unless it's pulled out. But if you have flowers, or depending on what images you're using, you guys could decorate this panel a little bit. And then that way, when the recipient pulls it out of the pocket, there will be a little decor inside there. So I am just inking this up this way instead. I find sometimes when I've got a long image that when I put the stamp down to the ink pad, I don't tap it evenly, and then it kind of smudges. So this way I had a little bit more control to flip it the other way and ink it up by stamping, or ink it up by flipping the ink pad down onto the stamp. I'm having trouble speaking today. There we go. Now I'll also stamp, I need to just get rid of this one, Lucky Me along the top. There. I love that Lucky Me. Now I'm going to have to scour through that stamp set and see what other greetings there are in that one that I like. Okay, so I've got Lucky Me there, and that's all I'm going to stamp on this one, and then I will just tape that down to the black layer or glue it down. Kathy, I feel like I should show you guys a trick. To help me stamp things straight, it takes a little bit of work. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. I took my clear block. I'm going to try something here. Hopefully I don't, except for that, I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to zoom in on a Facebook Live. Somebody told me that if I tap the screen twice, it will zoom in, but I don't know how to get it to zoom back out. So I'll maybe not do that, but we'll have to practice sometime. Somebody might have to be a guinea pig with me. So what I do, Kathy, is I put my clear block on the grid sheet. So I'm lining up this edge of the clear block to one of the lines on the grid sheet. It doesn't really matter which one. And then because this one is a nice long image and it is symmetrical, so there's a tip of a flower on this edge and a tip of a flower on this edge, I pick one of the lines through the block and I lined them up to the same line. So for example, this petal would line up with that line and this petal would line up with it on this end. Then that way, when I flip it over to stamp, if I keep my block square to the paper, it should stamp straight. And that was the same thing that I did with Lucky Me. So I used my grid behind the block, and I just followed the line of the words and lined them up to one of the lines behind me. Does that make sense? Hopefully that will, I don't know, give you guys some tips that you can use to help your stamping be a little straighter. You can use the Stamp-a-Versary as well, but sometimes I find it's just as quick to use your grid sheet behind your blocks and align your stamps that way. And if any of you guys have any tips that are more efficient or a little bit more strategic, I am happy to hear them. Okay, so now I will glue these two layers together. And often, Kathy, I stamp it crooked first, and then I realize, oh, I should have taken the time to line my stamp on the block first, make sure it's all straight. I'll often test it out first as well on a scrap sheet, just making sure that my, I'll show you what I mean. So for example, if this was my sheet, I hope you guys don't mind me being a little distracted here. If this was my sheet, I'm going to follow along this straight edge. I'm going to bring that green ink back in. So I would ink that up, and I'm going to take the edge of the block, and I'm going to line it up straight to the edge of the paper and stamp. And if that looks straight, then I know that it is straight. But if it looked really crooked on here, I would know that I need to adjust it. I apologize, the dog is going bonkers out there. If it wasn't straight on here, then I would know I need to adjust this before I actually stamp on my project. So I always have scrap sheet nearby so that I can test it out there first before I go straight onto my project. Hopefully that helps. Just some tips for you guys. So now we can get that out of the way. So we have this so far. This is going to tuck inside here. So that is our pocket card, but it's a little bit bare. So I have some embellishments to go on here. So what I have next is you guys saw them in my little sneak peek there. So I have some layering shapes. I've got a scallop circle and a regular circle. And then I have my focal point. I also have a little stem. So I'm going to use this little stem here. It's actually half of a stem. I used the other half on the original project, and it is not on here. Ethan is waving to me from the mountain of snow outside the window. It's literally a mountain. It's huge. Like his feet are almost at window height. It's crazy. No complaints though. And so this little stem here is from, oh, I put the other ones back, from Pierced Blooms. So this is the die set that I used to get the stem to go with this. Can you guys all tell what that is? I bet you guys all know. Did you know from my black and white image what it was? Or did you have to see it in color to know what it is? Let me know what you guys think. It's a little bit bent. So sometimes if these are bent, I just try to bend them back in shape so that they will go back on the magnet sheet. I am going to add my usual little bit of detail to this here. So I actually need to bring back in that little bit of scrap sheet. I am going to put my white circle onto my scrap sheet, and then I have my black blends. And I'm just going to put a little bit of spatter on there. There we go. Show you guys that. And I will also distress the edges just a bit. The black scallop that I have is the reveal is very thin. There is not much reveal there. So I am distressing the edges of the white just slightly to make it a little bit smaller and give it a little bit more reveal on the black. But you guys may have different shapes. You guys might have chose something completely different, so you might not need to do this, and your shape might not lend well to distressing the edge either, but that was just something I did with the circles so that I could see just a tiny bit more of that black. So we're going to have that. And before I put these all together, I also want to take my flower. This is from the punch that coordinates with Flowers of Friendship. So I used that here. And this punch coordinates with it. But I thought that this one punched out looked a little bit like a 4-leaf clover. So I went hunting through all of my flower punches and dies to see if I could find something that kind of had the feel of a 4-leaf clover, and I thought that one kind of did the trick. I started off, actually, the card I showed you guys earlier with these hearts, I planned on making a clover out of hearts. I've seen that done before. So I actually had all of these. I had 3 of these guys cut. I had these 2 and this one, and I was going to try to make it out of that, but it was just too big for this card. So I scrapped those, and then that's how this card came to be. So instead, I used this one here. So that's this punch. I used the larger one. Now, before I put it together, what I want to do is take my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to put a glittery layer over top of this here. It looks like it makes it a lot darker. So before I put this together, I am going to just take my heat gun and dry this. It is wet because this is liquid in here. So it's a little bit tricky to adhere something when it's wet. So by drying it, that will help make it easier to apply. So can you see all that glitter there? I need to remember to use Wink of Stella more often. So I'm just going to grab my heat gun real quick and dry that. And hopefully that will give you guys some time to get your focal point together. How's everybody doing with that? Let me know how you guys are doing, or if you have any questions. Oh, Kathy, that's a good idea to put a lottery ticket in there. Well, if anybody feels like gifting lottery tickets, no, I'm kidding. I feel like I should go buy myself one and put it in there, and maybe I'll have some lucky birthday, or some birthday luck. I was going to say lucky birthday wishes, but that didn't make sense. Getting twisted on my words. Okay. And then you'll see too, just by heating it to speed up the drying, you can kind of see it switch from wet looking to dry. But I love the shimmer in that. There were so many things I wanted to make with St. Patrick's Day themes and birthday, but I settled on this. Thanks, Terry. So now that it's dry, can you guys see the glitter in there? Let me know if you guys can tell. I feel bad that my shadows are blocking things from you guys. I'll try to stay to one side here. Okay, so I've got that, and then again I've got just this half a stem. I used the other half of the stem yesterday. So this little flower is shaded spruce cardstock, and the stem is actually just jade. I also initially had the flower punched out of just jade, and I felt like it was too light on here. So you guys can see that now. I felt like that was too light and it needed the pop of shaded spruce. I also originally had the DSP in Just Jade, because I did tell you guys today that I think Just Jade is probably my favorite of the greens, but I do love a mix of greens as well. So if you go with the different shades, I love that look. So that's why I said I don't know if I can decide. I just love them all. Okay, so now I will go ahead and glue down my white circle to the black. I feel like this would be a good photo card holder as well. If you had photos you wanted to give someone, or even like you could put birthday money in there, or a birthday gift card. I think that would be a good idea. Okay, so I've got those two just glued together because the reveal from one size to the other is so minimal. I glue them together. If I have a larger reveal, I'll often dimensional them. But if you dimensional them when there's such a small reveal, it kind of loses the black. And I was hoping to bring out the black a little bit more. So then what I'll do is I am going to dimensional this one down first, and then I'll attach the stem, because I ended up placing the stem in such a way that it kind of lined up with the bottom of the card. I want to place my circle on first, but you guys may need to put your embellishments on your circle first, or you might want your circle put onto your card first. Whatever method works for you and what embellishments you guys are using is fine. Again, this is where I feel super curious about what you guys have used on your projects, and I can't wait to see it. It's always so fun to see everybody's interpretation of something, because we all have different supplies and we're working from what we've got at home. So it's always so much fun to see what everybody comes up with. Even sometimes when we're working with the same supplies with online classes where we get the same stamp set or similar, it's interesting even in that to see how everybody's project turns out slightly different, or if they alter it a little bit to make it their own. Okay, so I have that. Then I'm just going to take some Tombow and put it on the back of here. For mine, I don't want to put glue the whole way down because my flower stem exceeds the circle. So I can't put that down quite towards the end. And I'm angling mine a little bit. There we go. Now I will dimensional this little clover right there. So I've got the little mini dimensionals. Do any of you have this punch? That bundle was very popular when it came out last year. Now, I almost feel like I should have angled this a little bit more. So I'm going to carefully, do you guys ever do this? Put something down and then find you have to just slightly move it. I do this more often than I should ever admit. There. You think you do put things down, Kathy? Oh, you think you have the punch. Not you think you do take things off and then put them back on. I am trying to angle this the same as what I did on my original. There we go. Tammy, you take things off and put them back down again. Hey, you and Janet told me about undo. I have always been afraid to use it in my card making, but I decided after our talk last week or whenever that was, that I was just going to use it, and it has actually made peeling some elements off and being able to reuse them a lot easier. I've had this sitting here for probably 10 years. It's got to be at least that long, and it's, you can see like it still has a ton left, but I've been using it and it's been amazing. So I usually heat things up with my heat gun if I need to remove them and put them back, and then just loosen up the adhesive, but that stuff works amazingly. So I'm not as afraid anymore to use it in my card making. I can't remember what else I used it on. I had attached some long pieces of DSP and it worked like a dream as well. It definitely is a little bit scary when you soak that project and it looks like you've just put a bunch of grease on it, but it dries right up. Lifts off the piece you need to lift, and then it dries right up, and it's amazing. All right, so I only have one little thing left. I just have some embellishments. These embellishments almost were the item that I decided would be my giveaway for this challenge, but then I realized, no, I love the brass butterflies more. I use them a lot. Dental floss, smart. Well, I'm gonna have to buy some dental floss and put that in my little toolkit. I have a couple of you who are watching who know about this My Favorite Things box I've been working on. I feel like now dental floss might need to be in there, though I should try it first, and maybe at a future event it will go in My Favorite Things. All right, so now I have my classic matte dots. I didn't put the ribbon and the classic matte dots in the photo because those were something, I guess I could have put them in there, but it's really dependent on what you guys are using. So I'm going to use up the last row. I think yesterday I still had 3 or 4 rows here, so you guys know I've been creating when I'm now down to my last one. But I do have more, of course. So I'm just going to put these on here. This is always the hardest part, knowing where to put the embellishments. So I don't know. I always struggle with this. I don't know that I love that, but that's where they're going to go. So that is our mystery card. Here's my original. They're about the same. And it is a pocket card. And I will show you guys the original. I've been sharing with you guys lately cards that Linda, who is, I think she's still here. I think she was here at the beginning anyway. Hopefully I didn't, oh, maybe she's not. I'm just scrolling back through the comments to see if Linda's here. Yeah, Linda was here anyway. I'm not sure if she is still here, but hi Linda, if you're still here. So I just want to send a shout out to Linda. She's been really great about sending me, yeah, she's still here. So she's been really great about sending me cards in the mail, and she often has a really fun fold, and then I like to share them with you guys. So when I got her card in the mail this week, I decided that that would be what we would use for our mystery challenge. So I'll show you guys her original, and it actually has the brushed brass butterflies on it as well. It's beautiful. Her cards are just amazing. So she's used here, that was the celebration one, special moments. So just a card to say you're amazing. And then it had this pullout here with the tulips. I believe that's from Tulip Fields. So she did that insert there. And Linda, I will just get you to tell us, got to tuck that back in there. Is your DSP the back of this one? I think also Linda's measurement for the DSP was a little bit bigger, and that actually makes sense because then you guys don't have to be quite so cautious about where this panel ends. I chose 4x4 because I only had 2 sheets of this paper, and I needed to be really particular about how I used it. But she gave me a little recipe with this card, and I think hers said to do a 4x4 1/4 piece of DSP. Do I have that correct, Linda? Just let me know. And then that way you got a little bit more wiggle room there. So then you also have more wiggle room in what size of corner rounder you use. But I couldn't show you guys that at the beginning because I didn't want you to see the card. But that's hers there. I think it's so pretty, and look at all that detail in there. So there's her little brass butterflies. She has like sponged or inked the bottom and stamped, same thing on the top, and then the butterflies and also this windmill. I think it's beautiful. So that is Linda's original, and then our mystery card. Linda, did you know that this is what I was using at the start? When you saw the measurements, did you know this would be what I was making? I didn't tell Linda that. Yeah, so maybe we'll have some more of her cards as our mystery cards. Is this something you guys would be up for a little more often, doing a mystery challenge where I give you guys the ingredients and then we join together? Let me know. I would love to know if you guys enjoy this and would like to do it more. I think it's always fun. That being said, I'm the one who put the challenge out there, so I do know that for myself, when I'm the one following a challenge, I always feel a little panicked. Do you guys feel that way? Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Linda. Awesome. Well, we'll have to do these. I'll have to figure out a schedule as to how often we'll do these. I'm going to give you guys the full week just so that, because some of you wouldn't be able to, I only posted the ingredients today. I meant to do it last night and the night got away on us. I was cooking some things after live and I had never cooked them before, and so it just took me a lot longer figuring out the how to. to get it done. So I only posted it for you guys today, which I would give you probably some more notice on those. But this way, those of you who couldn't gather the supplies from earlier today until now, you have more time. You cursed and panicked a couple of times. Oh no, what do I gather? I can totally imagine that is how I would feel. So this way you guys will have some more time if you need it to gather and post. If you are done already though, please do post right away because I'm anxious to see what you guys have made. I feel like so impatient on that part. It's always so exciting to see what you guys come up with. All right, so that's the mystery card. I will just recap the challenges for you guys, my birthday challenges. I feel like I should have had a cupcake. That's what I feel like. I feel like I should have gone out and, well, not that I can go out anywhere right now, but yeah, I feel like I should have maybe ordered in a birthday cupcake and had a candle or something like that. When it has been my actual birthday during club season, it's during Sergeant Sunday. If you guys are from Winnipeg, you probably know Sergeant Sunday right near the park. They have like the best pumpkin pie ice cream. And so often we'll either get a pumpkin pie ice cream cake or the ice cream for my birthday. I've had people bring that to Stamp Club before. So a cupcake would have been fitting, but that's okay. It didn't happen. Cupcakes are always a good idea. That's so true. Hey, before we go, do you guys know the trick where when you have a cupcake, how do I describe this without a cupcake? So you've got the bottom and then the top. So you actually break it in half this way. So the icing is on the top, then you flip it over. So then the icing is in the middle. It's like a sandwich and then you don't get the icing all over your face. Does anyone know that trick? Our kids learned that at school and taught us that. And it is so smart. Ice cream cupcakes, Terry. That is such a good idea. Ice cream cupcakes. Okay, you guys, we're going to have to come up with a way to make these. This sounds like a yummy idea. I'm going to bring all these things back in here to show you guys. This is the card that I shared today. Hi, Kathleen. Make a cupcake sandwich. Oh, so good. This is the little bunny. Do you guys want me to show you this box or do you want me to turn the bunny into a card and then come back and show you the fuzzy bunny? Show you guys how you can do the fuzzy bunny. And this fuzzy, the chick is kind of hard to tell, especially on camera. Like you can tell to feel it, but it's kind of hard to tell on camera just because it's got so much detail in the image. Do the bunny as a card. Okay, I'll have to do that because you all get the idea with the boxes. These are the little, can't remember what they're called. 1 second. Sweet little boxes. These come in the January to June catalog and they are already pre-taped. That is all the adhesive they need. They're amazing. And you can fit gift cards in there. You can put little treats in there. So I think some Easter treats, the Ghirardelli squares, or even a little gift card. I should have done this on here and then you could do a gift card. You have a sample bunny bum treat bag that you did a few years ago. The little bunny bum is so cute. I did one a few years ago where we did a little hole in the card and then the bunny flipped. I'll have to find it and show you guys. Okay, so Ramona, I'm actually going to post an image for you guys right after this. And then you can post it right on that image. Does that make sense? Bunny card and show us how to do the fuzzy duck. Okay, that's what I'll have to do. So there's the fuzzy duck and there's the fuzzy bunny. I think they're so cute. So just watch for the image, Ramona, and then post it there. So somebody just asked, in colors, tomorrow we will actually get to see videos as demonstrators of sneak peeks of the new in colors. So do let me know if you guys have any guesses. I think we're allowed to share them. Last year we were allowed to share them. So if that's the case this year, I will post the videos daily for you guys so that you can make guesses as to what the colors are going to be. Kathleen, I am too. It's like always such a bittersweet time when we see the 5 colors that are leaving. Like we know they're leaving, but when the time comes, and then also when we get to see what the new sneak peeks of in colors are going to be. So I think they're giving us 5 daily sneak peeks, and I can't remember if they're going to show us what the name of the color is at the end of each day or at the end of the 5 days. We need a true pink. So what would a true pink be to you? Let me know what that means. Do you guys have any guesses? What colors do you guys think they're going to give us? I have no idea. Although I think that I should go do some homework and look up what the Pantone colors are and what colors were surrounding Fashion Week. I've heard that they tend to come from that, but I'll have to go and check. So if I'm allowed to share those videos starting tomorrow, oh, like a carnation pink, that would be really pretty actually. So if we're allowed to share, then I will start posting them tomorrow, and hopefully we are allowed to share, because those secrets are always hard to keep. I mean, I keep them, but it's always hard to know something that we can't tell you guys just yet. And now I'll recap the ordering incentives. If you guys are interested, again, no pressure on this. I just wanted to have something to Very Perry. Ooh. All right, I got to check these out. So just if anybody does want to celebrate my birthday with me, with a $50 purchase, you will get a chance to win your choice of a Spring is in Bloom bundle. These are the bundles I've been featuring since March 1st, and there are still more as well. If you place a $75 order, you will get 14% of your order in free product. So you just can message me with this. If you're planning to use the host code, just shoot me a message first so I can let you know how we'll arrange your 14% in free product. And then if you place a $100 order, you will get invited to the birthday class. And these are cumulative. So if you place a $100 order, you're going to get a chance to win the bundle. You will also get 14% of your order in free product, and you will get invited to the free birthday class. So these, you can choose one, or you can take advantage of them all. Or I mean, not choose one, but you can, if you place a $50 order, you'll still qualify for this, but you can do the whole shebang if you wish to as well. All right, so that is my birthday celebrations. I am so glad that you guys joined me for mystery stamping. I hope you guys had fun. I can't wait for tomorrow to see what the video is, and I really hope that I can share and then come and join you guys here for a live, and then we can chat about what we think the first in color will be. It's exciting. Can't wait to see. Does anyone have any questions? How many of you are going to go post your card right away? Within the... I just have to make the graphic really quick. I thought I had made it in advance, but I'm just looking at my phone and I don't think that I finished that one. Let me just check. All right. So I will quickly, probably like within 5 minutes or so, I will get the graphic up for you guys, and it will just tell you to comment on that post. You'll use the comment feature. So in the comments, there will be a little camera icon next to where you would write your comment. You tap the camera icon, you go to your camera roll, you pick the photo, and then you should be able to hit post. And that's all you need to do to enter your photo for this challenge. All right, so I will be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to do something with that cute little bunny for you guys. I think he is so, so cute. And hopefully do it. Oh, thank you, Janet. When do orders need to be in by? So we will say if you... Okay, that is a perfect question. I should have thought about order deadline. Let's say Sunday evening at 9 for the ordering challenge. You have a week for the creative challenge, and Sunday evening at 9 for the ordering challenge. I'll give you guys the date. That will be Sunday the 20th for the ordering challenge, just so that we have as little risk as possible with the sale bundles in case anybody wants any of those. All right, so the host code's definitely everybody's easiest option to make sure that we have stock. But yes, you can do more than one card. So absolutely, thank you for asking that. If you make more than one card with the mystery challenge, then you will get an entry per card. So the more the merrier. And then I was just speaking about order deadlines and the stuff that's on sale. The stuff that's on sale is while supplies last. So if you're concerned about that, the best option is always to use the host code. If you're okay having flexibility that should something sell out between now and Sunday, then you can send your order to me and we can take care of it that way. There's just always the chance that I might have to message you back and say this sold out. So just let me know if you guys are interested in anything. Again, no pressure. I appreciate all of you being with me for the last some of you for the last 14 years, and some of you are very new to stamping with me and watching my lives. I appreciate all of you being here for the lives and look forward to one day getting to stamp with you guys again in person. But in the meantime, this has been lots of fun. Thanks again, everybody. I will be back tomorrow. I'll post an updated time, and in a few minutes you can see that graphic, and then you can add your photos of your projects. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.